Chapter 6. Detective Earl Stewart barged into Lieutenant Collins's office, not bothering to close the door, and not caring who was watching.
God damn it, Ashley.
He shouted,
How could you release that information about our operation to the public?
Then he stepped within inches from the lieutenant's face and stated firmly,
This could jeopardize Brittany's life, and you know it.
Lieutenant Collins calmly walked around Stewart and closed her office door. Then she addressed him.
First off, Detective, if you ever speak to me like that again, I'll have your black ass suspended.
She stated while staring at Stewart, who simply stared back at her, clenching his jaw. She continued.
Secondly, if you look at these guys' history, you will see that they are not killers. Once they find out that your little Brittany is an undercover detective, they'll ditch her pretty ass as soon as possible.
For a few seconds, Ashley almost believed her own bullshit, but she knew that Earl wasn't buying it at all. Ashley and Earl had been married for close to 10 years but recently divorced. She still accused Brittany, and for legitimate reasons, as being the cause of their divorce. Every single time she laid eyes on Brittany, she would remember back when she had caught Brittany and Earl in their house, having sex. Brittany is getting what she deserved, she thought. Ashley was actually praying that the kidnappers would kill Brittany. She had asked for danger, and that's what the fuck she got. Stewart was already pissed off when he had first entered Ashley's office, but now his temper was boiling. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. He fought to keep control when he said,
You've got to be fucking kidding me, Ashley. You know goddamn well that they're not going to just let her go, especially not now. The stakes are way too high. They've killed one detective already, for crying out loud. You think they won't kill another one?
Stewart started pacing, trying to keep his anger in check. His pacing stopped short when Ashley stepped in his path. She poked her finger hard in his chest as she said,
That was an accident!
She shouted.
From the looks of things, your man fucked up and pulled his weapon. He wasn't even supposed to have his weapon on him. His job was to observe and identify. He could have at least let them leave the office first, but now he had to try some movie shit. Oh yeah, he fucked up all right. He got himself killed as well as the rest of the employees.
Ashley's face was now only inches away from Earl's. Looking straight into his eyes, she pushed her verbal knife deeper.
So, if you want to blame someone for that bitch getting snatched, blame your super cop.
After the words had left her lips, Ashley knew immediately that she had overstepped. She was exposing too much of her hatred for Brittany. But sometimes the truth seeps out. She took a few slow, deep breaths, then tried to do some damage control. In her much softer voice, she said,
Hey, we'll find her, okay. That's our #1 priority right now. We'll bring her home safely.
She hoped that she sounded convincing, but by the looks on Earl's face, she doubted it. She hated that he loved Brittany. She looked at the pain and concern written all over his face, and jealousy burned throughout her body. Slowly, she touched her ex-husband's cheek while trying to read his mind. Damn, why do I still love him? She thought. Earl quickly pushed Ashley's hand away. He was disgusted with her and her jealous-ass attitude. He turned on his heels and gripped the doorknob. Before leaving and without turning around to face Ashley, he said,
No, Lieutenant, you're wrong.
He paused as he checked his emotions, then said,
I will bring her home safely.
Without wanting nor expecting a response, he left the office, bumping into Sergeant Lisa Hayes as she was trying to enter through the doorway. Ashley stood there, thinking to herself as she watched him leave. She wanted to say, I don't think so, Earl. Not this time. But she kept her comment to herself. Her thoughts were interrupted when Lisa stuck her head through the doorway.
Are you busy?
Lisa asked her. Aside from Brittany, Lisa is the most beautiful woman in the department. Light brown skin, hazel eyes, 5 feet 9 inches tall and slim. She always wore her hair straight and long, all the way to her lower back. 38 to 26/40. What a body.
Of course not.
Ashley answered, suddenly feeling much better.
Come on in.
Lisa walked into the office, closing the door behind her. Then she turned the lock on the door and made sure it was locked.
I've got something important to discuss with you. You didn't mind me locking the door, did you?
She asked Ashley, who had gone back to her chair behind the desk. Ashley let her eyes enjoy every detail about her best friend as she answered her.
So what is so important that it couldn't wait for our usual meeting later this evening?
Although it wasn't unusual for the two women to have private discussions in Ashley's office behind locked doors, the timing seemed a little intentional to Ashley. Lisa is a little overprotective of Ashley's feelings and doesn't want Earl hurting her again. Lisa casually walked around the desk to where Ashley was waiting.
Just this.
10 minutes later, Lisa was leaving Ashley's office. Ashley called out to her before she completely left out of the office.
That didn't affect our plans for later, did it?
Are you kidding? That was only a preview of what we'll be discussing tonight.
Lisa answered. Then she gave her friend a little girly wave and smile before leaving, closing the office door. Ashley sat thinking,
What have I gotten myself into? If Earl finds out, he'll never accept me back.